to my channel. Thanks for clicking this video. Today is going to be about um, loving yourself for who you are. No matter how much you change, no matter how much the circumstances in life changes you, don't let it change the way that you love yourself or view yourself. Because we can let life put a strain on our hearts. We can let life change the way we see ourselves, or let life change the way that we love ourselves. But for me, for instance, like, I didn't know nothing about love. I didn't know, especially about loving myself. I didn't know nothing about treating myself right. I didn't know nothing about pouring positivity into myself until the age of like 23, when I started talking positive to myself. And then when I turned 25, that's when I had to learn how to love me all over again. And that's when I had to learn to love like others all over again as well, because I wasn't treating myself in the best way as I should or I could have. Like, cause I would say, like, started school, but I was probably like in the third grade. I had to be like 8 years old. When I first started to like not love myself, or when I started to treat myself in a way of not being treated how I should be treated, it was at the age of 8 years old. Like, that's why, like, I'm always so big on talking positive to yourself, giving yourself the best light as possible. No matter how much life trying to come and beat you up, no matter how much, life trying to come and trying to change something, when you know who you are, you know the love that you have for yourself. You don't have to have love from other people. You don't have to find love from other people. You can learn to love yourself. Once you learn to love yourself first, you would know that you don't need love. You don't need love from you don't need love from everybody else or from someone else. You would know how to see love in another way once you start loving yourself first. And that's something I had to learn, once I, put that negativity down, once I put my heart back into my chest, once I start looking at myself in another light, in the best light as I can, as possible, in the most positive way ever. I tell you, I was struggling with anxiety, depression, self-love, self-support, self-confidence, insecurities, trauma. It was a lot that I was, dealing with on the inside. It was a lot that I was battling with on the inside. I was still dealing with stuff in my childhood. I was still dealing with stuff that, in the past that put a strain on my thoughts. And then once it put a strain on my thoughts, and then put a strain on my heart, having my heart changed the way life had changed me. So I had to, sit down with God. I talked to God, and I was like, what happened? Like, what really happened to me for me to have a stone heart? For me to have a heart to not love the way I used to love? Because for me, like, I love, like, now I'm better at it, but back then, like, you know, I love people. I have a big passion for people happiness and their specialness, their beautifulness. Like, I have a beautifulness. I have a passion for people to feel good about themselves. I have this is like a light in me to make people feel better. It's just that once I start like letting life control me and me not controlling it, which is like my anxiety and depression, I started to look at everything as a negative way, and a negative thought, and a negative pattern. And once I really like thought about it and sat down and was like, okay, maybe this not the life that I want. Maybe this not the thoughts that I want to control who I am anymore. Because I've been dealing with it my whole life. I was 8 years old, talking to myself with negativity, telling myself I didn't want to be here, telling myself I didn't belong here, telling myself that I'm picking up, telling myself that, you know, what's the purpose? I'm asking God, telling God, what's the purpose of me being here? Like, I'm just taking a room for somebody else, Like, I used to always give myself the short end of the stick when it came to being positive about myself. Like, I could be positive to other people all day. I could uplift someone up all day. But when it comes to pouring back into me, when it comes to putting positive, throwing positive on me, it it felt like I was doing something wrong, or it felt like I was doing something that was so uncomfortable for me to even bear with the positivity to throw it back into myself. I could throw it at people all day. I can talk nicely to people all day. I can be respectful to people all day. But as soon as it came to myself, as soon as I came to look in the mirror to myself, or as soon as I'm alone with myself, that's when, you know, the negative thoughts start coming and eating everything of the cells that's positive about me up. No matter how much I try to cover it up. But yeah, I didn't love or appreciate myself until like I said, 23, but I still was, having negative thoughts. I still was talking to myself negativity. I still was, picking up negative things, you know. But when I think like at the age of 25, that's when I had to, I say at the age of 25, that's when I had to learn to love me all over again. That's when I had to learn to um, shift my thoughts into positivity than the negative. Start to, you know, throw positive on top of the negativity. Or, like I said, it takes practice. Like in my other video, I said it takes practice to do something that you usually don't do or that you normally wouldn't do. It takes practice to talk to your depression with positivity. It takes practice. It takes practice to tell yourself to calm down. You got this. You're right. You're you're gonna make it. Everything is gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be good. You keep telling yourself that in the part when you're going through anxiety and depression, it will stimulate and calm yourself down. You might not do it like right there and instantly. You're gonna have to keep fighting it. You have to keep telling yourself the things, the positive things that's coming to you. Keep telling yourself that, so you can learn how to practice when it keeps coming. You will learn how to practice. You will learn how to throw it at it before it even can calm. Cause sometimes we know when that anxiety and depression is about to calm. It's just that, we just let it calm and let it, take over us. We can't let anxiety and depression take over our thoughts and our mindset of who we are. When we know who we are, we know who we love, we know the person that God, created us to be. We know that we love this person in the mirror that we see. No matter what we've been through, we're gonna love this person regardless. We're gonna love ourselves regardless. Don't let life throw so much at you that you can't throw nothing back. Keep throwing every positivity thing back at it. Because one thing about depression, it's going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. All it does, it takes for us to control it and not let anxiety and depression control us. Because the moment we feel like we let anxiety or depression control us, we can't feel ourselves anymore. We keep drowning ourselves and keep telling ourselves, "Oh, it's just anxiety, depression, and woo woo woo." But it's something that we need help. It's something it's something that you know, it's something that we need to put up on ourselves to know that we're needing help. You need help with your thoughts. You need help with the way that you're speaking. So when like if you're talking if you're talking negativity, if you're thinking negative and it's coming out negative, it's gonna come back to you negative. So you wanna change your mindset of how you're thinking about yourself in the midst of a bad thing, or in the midst of a storm, in the middle of a desert. Like, talk to yourself with much more respect and kindness, because you can look at it in a way of if someone else is there. You know what I'm saying? Like, treat your anxiety and depression as if someone else is there. Or treat your depression and anxiety as if you're looking in the mirror at yourself. Because that will teach you a way to look at it look at it with respect. Look at it with, with confidence. Look at it with standing up to it. You know what I'm saying? Because we wouldn't let just anyone talk to us disrespectfully. We wouldn't let anyone just come to us throwing negativity up on us. So talk to your anxiety and depression as if you're talking to someone else. Like, don't let it control you. You control it. Keep throwing positive back. Keep giving positive back. Keep letting that depression know that you don't own me. Keep letting that anxiety know that you don't own me. You don't own nothing that's in me, that's on me, and that's through me and what I've been through. You're not gonna keep telling me what you're not gonna keep telling me something that is not me. You're not gonna keep telling me something that I have gotten over it. You're not gonna keep telling me that you're not gonna keep telling me something when I know God has surpassed that, when I know God had already beat it, when I know God has already won that. You're not gonna keep flooding me with something where I know that I already been fixed in. Because most of our anxieties comes from something in the past or in the future. It's not really just something that's in the present. If you're like, um, if you're thinking about something in the past or in the future, that means you need to stay in the present. You're stressing over something that's gone, or you're stressing over something that doesn't exist. So you need to stay in the present of where you're at. If your anxiety start coming, and you're thinking about the past and the future, give yourself a word that you can say constantly while you're doing it, so you can come back to the present state. Come back to the present state right now, and let's not think about tomorrow, and let's not think about yesterday, because what's the purpose of thinking of something like that when it's already been done, or it didn't even happen yet? When you thinking like that, that means that's gonna come into your future especially if you keep thinking about it over and over and every day. Like, that's gonna become your future. The way you think and the way you talk the way you think and the way you talk is how you're gonna get it. That's the results you're gonna get in your future. So talk to yourself nicely. Give yourself grace. Tell yourself that you are more than enough. You're doing enough. You're doing the best you can. Keep moving. Keep stepping. Keep getting closer to God. Keep putting your heart on God. Keep putting time into God. Because God is the only one that can get us out of that depression mode. No matter how much you try to feed yourself, you're still going to have the relationship with God, because He the only one that can tell you about your depression. He the only one that can tell you how your anxiety started. So you have to sit down with yourself and God and ask God the question that you need to be asking Him, so you can get to the root, and So you get through the root. So you get to the roots and the bottom of how or why you're feeling that way. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes that depression and anxiety can come from the past. It can come from the past, like I said, or you just overthinking about the future. But mainly, sometimes mainly it's about the past. It's some stuff that we didn't get through, or didn't learn from, or didn't um, surpass it in during that time when it did happen. But yeah, you guys love yourself, keep loving yourself, talk to yourself respectfully, kindly. Give yourself a prep talk in the morning, as much positive that you can. Throw at yourself in the morning. Talk to God in the morning. Speak positivity over yourself. Speak light. Speak speak light over yourself. Let's not speak death. Death is not in your tongue. Let's not put death over our situation. Let's not put badness over our situation. But thank you guys for watching my video. I will see you guys in my next one. All my social media will be in the description down below. And I will see you guys in my next video. Stay positive.